I am 50 years old and I have lived in Bartersville for most of my life. I graduated elementary and high school here, and I even completed a trade school degree here as well. So I feel as though I know this town and this town should know me. Now, if you happen to be one of the very few people who live paycheck to paycheck in Bartersville, then you may already know that there are very few resources that are equipped to handle those in need. I was a single dad who wanted to do everything for my son, but I soon felt all the pressures of single parenting in a world that was not ready for single dads. Things like there were no baby changing stations in the men's room in public places. Mary Martha's Outreach is an excellent resource for most people in need. But when I approached them with my newborn son saying that I need a crib, they only had two. The good crib they wanted to keep for decoration, and I could have the one that is in pieces because there are no bolts and screws to put it together. Confused and heartbroken, I found a place called Birthright of Bartersville. I told them of my need, and they referred me to Mary Martha's. I then shared my story of how Mary Martha's helped me, and Birthright felt my pain and offered me a brand new crib, stroller, and a car seat. Next, at that time, I had no running water at my house, which made it very necessary for my son and me to shower elsewhere. Since I had spent so much money at the YMCA, and the C stands for Christian, we should be able to shower there. The manager said only I could shower there, and my son had to sit on the floor in front of her desk while I go shower downstairs. So when we started attending the Family Life Center, I noticed they had a locker room shower. I asked if we could use their facilities, and they said yes, and even offered us towels. Obviously, there's a big contrast in the usefulness we found in these different faith-based organizations, which are designed to help the needy. I sometimes wonder if people recognize what causes interpersonal trauma. Now, one of the main threats to mental health in societies is interpersonal trauma. Interpersonal trauma includes domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, community violence, and war. Can reap devastating consequences for individuals, families, communities, and nations, according to Bryant Davis 2013. Globally, it's estimated that 8 in 10 people affiliate with a religious group, which translates to over 5.8 billion adults and children with religious affiliation, according to Pew Research Center 2012. Research supports that these spiritual forms of coping contribute to decreased depressive symptoms, greater self-esteem, and overall greater life satisfaction. Child abuse studies have found that adult survivors of child abuse indicate that they make use of religious spiritual coping in the recovery process, according to Bryant Davis 2013. There were also behavior strategies such as praying, reading the Bible, and attending counseling sessions with a pastor. Despite the challenges, research into rural urban health disparities is necessary. Unfortunately, a systematic review of the empirical research would fail to identify several potential barriers because little or no research exists. For instance, on the differences in the types of people who attend peer groups meetings in rural versus urban settings, according to Young LB 2015. In summary, rural populations are characterized by high behavioral health needs and high barrier to care. Individuals with mental health disorders living in rural regions are less likely to receive any form of physical treatment than their urban counterparts, according to Young LB 2015. Quality of the family environment is crucial for healthy development of family members. Negative family environments due to conflict, bad co-parenting, financial hardships, parental mental health issues, and parental drinking could have a negative impact on family members' health over the course of life. Thankfully, programs like Celebrate Recovery help people deal with their hurts, habits, and hangups. Alternative family forms, including cohabitation, single parent households, have become increasingly common. However, divorce still leads to low socioeconomic status and impedes interpersonal relationships by creating low income single parent households.